2025 is the first year nothing happened. Well, of course, something happened. Donald Trump made all the conspiracy theories your uncle would talk about at Thanksgiving come true. Chicken Jockey files didn't get released. Pokemon cards were cool again for a minute. Silk Song came out where a bunch of planes crashed. Zootopia came out and it was about Agartha. Charlie Kirk got killed and then he was a hero for a week. Then he was a meme. Iran got bombed. Israel got bombed. Nigeria got bombed. Venezuela got bombed. AI got better, kind of, not really. But what like really culturally happened this year? It feels like nothing at all. What was the song of the summer? What was the big film of the year? What is that moment you're gonna look back on and be like, I remember 2025 when this and this and this was happening? It feels like that just hasn't happened this year. 2025, I believe, is the peak of antisocial behavior. And from now on, there will be two groups of people.
Nothing bad can happen, it can only good happen.
Social media, ironically, has made everybody introverted losers. The internet and social media used to be an escape from reality. 2025 is the year that the line between social media and the internet and reality have been completely blurred. It seems like this year, for the first time ever, I'm seeing boomers doom scrolling. My parents who would yell at me when I was a kid to get off my phone are now using Instagram and Facebook more than I am. The algorithm has become so good at showing everybody perfectly individualized content. And anything that happens, like Charlie Kirk getting killed, is followed by the two most extreme opinions on each side of the spectrum. And before you can even register what happened, make a coherent thought, your opinion has already been formed for you. And whoever thinks somewhat differently from you is evil and should be hated. It seems like no one develops their own thoughts anymore. Because, well, the algorithm can do it for you. The algorithm has become so good that things no longer happen for society as a whole. Every single person is now shown niche, interesting topics that only appeal to them and not things that apply to humanity as a whole. I've never sat down on YouTube and looked up a Taylor Swift song. I've never watched a whole episode of The Kardashians, but it seemed like for the last 10 years, all I've been fed was info on these people, whether or not I wanted to. And yet this year I didn't learn anything about them. We no longer have celebrities we see as figures that we can look at from long-term perspectives. They're just a 15-second reel on your Instagram that you forget about 2 scrolls later. And this year, instead of getting white women that I've never heard about on my Instagram feed, I'm getting CIA propaganda that tells me to blame all the world's problems on Jews, or black people, or the right, or the left, or immigrants, or Mark Carney, or Pierre Poilievre. It seems like social media has made everybody shut off their brains and ignore nuance. And instead of this being a small part of the population, it now seems like that's the majority of people. But why is it that people are letting their brain power get sucked in by their phone?
Please don't put tariffs on Israel. That's a good ass on crack ass that you can tell me what to do. Yes, sir. Now I do the $30 show.
We're starting to reach a breaking point for most people economically. It's becoming more and more clear that the middle class is dying and that the world is headed towards a two-class system. Just look at how the release of ChatGPT coincides with the stock market and jobs being formed. More and more people who are living paycheck to paycheck are now living credit card to karma payment to loan to crypto scam just to get by. And as inflation rises and wages lower, it's very clear these issues are not going to get better. This is the sole reason Donald Trump won. The boomers who had every financial hardship bailed out for them by the government are trying to understand that their kids are not going to live nearly as good as a life that they got to live. But after a year of him being in office, it's very clear that he's just another cog in a machine and not the solution. And to cope with this grim reality of the future, people are resorting to escapism. And what better escapism than an endless void of content, perfectly tailored to fit your interests? And it seems that people are not only getting financially poorer, but socially too. Interacting with anyone my age is a pain in the fucking ass. It's so hard to find someone my age who isn't like socially lobotomized. And I feel like I can talk about this because it was trying to happen to me. The middle of this year, especially during the summer, it was becoming very clear to me the way the world was going. That either AI is going to replace everyone's job or AI fails and the economy crashes. Either one of those scenarios happening is going to suck for me in the future. And a part of me just kind of became very pitiful and I started getting really, really addicted to social media. And now that I've been off of it for a couple of months and I've been like trying to go back to the basics, but there seems to be more and more people like me who are trying to get off social media, or trying to use their phone less, or trying to go outside more and live life how it used to be. But there's also people that aren't, that are just getting more and more sucked into their phones. And so I think what we're gonna see in 2026 is two classes of people. People that just get sucked into their phone 24/7 and people that try to live in reality. Which side will you choose?
Have I touched anyone in the past, 2 weeks?
I don't think so, have you?
Thank you. Right? Meanwhile, all these people do is steal my shit.
I know, man. I love this city.